There's no way we're winning a game, let alone a series, with me playing the way I play. So, I mean, this was on me. I take full responsibility for sure.
All right, Lakers fans, you guys know the drill by now. I want to know your worry level down in the comments right now on a scale of 1 to 10. How worried are you? And if you're a Phoenix Suns fan or if you're going for the Phoenix Suns, let me know your level of confidence down in the comments below. Before we really get into the Lakers Suns talk, I just want to say right now that this first round of basketball has been ridiculous. The play-in tournament has been a hit. Every first round game that I've watched thus far has been an absolute hit. Last season, the bubble was cool, and I can't complain. The bubble got the job done. But at the end of the day, it still felt like the bubble was missing something. I knew home court advantage mattered, and I knew fans made a major difference, but I feel like right now I have a different level of appreciation for what fans bring to the game of basketball. So I'm watching this Knicks game, right? The atmosphere is crazy. Quickly comes down court, boom, knocks down a three, and the crowd.
Splash! My goodness!
Like, come on, man. There's no replacing that. This video, we have to talk about Anthony Davis and his struggles. We have to talk about LeBron James not looking like peak LeBron James. We have to talk about Book. We have to talk about Chris Paul. We have to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Phoenix Suns. But before we go any further, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. YouTube shows me that a lot of you guys aren't subscribed, and while a good bit have noties on, we could have even more. So be sure to hit that noti bell because you will not want to miss another Get Like Hoop video, and that's facts. If you guys love my videos, you'll also love the podcast that I'm a part of named Laced Up. Me, Mike Korzimba, The Flight Mike, it's a lot of fun. The link to the podcast is going to be down in the description below. Now let's talk hoops. For starters, I want to address this ridiculous narrative that has been bothering me for the longest of times. And that's the narrative that Devin Booker was not a winner because his team was bad. You see, this narrative doesn't just exist for Devin Booker. It exists for a lot of other players in the NBA who haven't had the fortune to be paired with a competent front office. I say this all the time. One guy can do a lot for a basketball team, but at the end of the day, one guy can only do so much. The game of basketball is a team game. This narrative that has existed with Book has also existed with Trae Young. We've seen it start to form around De'Aaron Fox. And I've seen people try to use this same narrative for Zion and Brandon Ingram. But yeah, obviously the list goes on. I'm not going to be able to name everybody this video. If there is anybody that I left out, which I know there is, just drop them in the comments below. Now, to get back to talking Devin Booker, the Lakers have a lot of respect for Booker, as they should. The guy's a beast. I didn't expect to see Book getting doubled so early in the game, especially because a lot of people have Caruso pegged as this monstrous defender, which he is. But, at the end of the day, good offense is just going to triumph good defense. It's just that type of league now. And honestly, it's been that type of league for a minute, and Devin Booker is just that type of player. Booker comes out, just absolutely dogs the Lakers, drops 34 points, 13 of 26 from the field, 3 of 7 from the three-point line. And keep in mind, he does this despite the Lakers showing him immense defensive pressure. I can't stress this enough. The Lakers were the #1 defense in the 2020-2021 NBA season. Book drops 34 points, the most points by any Sun in a playoff debut. Book's got a deep bag, and I'm not going to lie, man, this Suns team, they also have a deep bag. I like the roster. It feels like a championship roster. You could call this my Magic Johnson take of the day, but I really do feel like the Suns are legitimate contenders. Quick question, guys. Was this a dirty play by CP3, or is CP3 just playing basketball?
James missing again at the foul line. A whistle. James goes down hard. There's Chris Paul blocking him out, and
that got called a foul.
Let me know down in the comments below. I know some people think Bron flopped because Bron has a history for flopping. I'm gonna let y'all discuss this one down in the comments. While we're talking CP3, what did the Suns trade to get this guy again? Kelly Oubre, Ricky Rubio, Ty Jerome, Jalen LeCue, and a 2022 first round pick. Easily worth it. Easily worth it. I have to give some major props to the Suns for selling Oubre high. While we're on the topic of Chris Paul, you know, the brief injury scare was rough. It's something that you never want to see with the legend. You never want to see somebody like Chris Paul go down, especially when Chris Paul has had a history of untimely injuries in the playoffs. Now, I'm not going to say the Chris Paul injury gave the Lakers hope, but when Chris Paul went down, it's like you could feel this massive momentum shift coming, but I thought the Suns did a great job of weathering the storm. Props to Phoenix. They are not scared and they weren't scared. When Monty Williams was asked about possibly playing the Lakers after getting the number 2 seed, Monty responded with, "It's not like somebody did something to our Cheerios. Everything you want is on the other side of hard. Right now, the Lakers are our hard." If I'm a Lakers fan, yeah, I saw some things I didn't like, but look, I'm not going to panic. We still got LeBron James. We still got Anthony Davis. You guys remember what happened with Portland versus the Lakers last year, round 1. Portland takes game 1, the Lakers take the championship. LeBron has this weird game 1 history. I really cannot explain it. That being said, I don't think Bron played bad at all. I just think he wasn't his typical dominant LeBron James self. He was still a fantastic player. He was one of the only Lakers with a positive plus minus, which is honestly mind-boggling. While a lot of times plus minus is about context and doesn't tell us the full story, I feel like LeBron's +2 tells us a major story, as does Anthony Davis and his -18. Anthony Davis got absolutely outplayed by DeAndre Ayton, and this is something that if I'm a Lakers fan, I don't want to become a trend. If the Lakers want to win this series, Anthony Davis is going to have to be the best big on the floor. AD and Drummond and whoever's playing big for the Lakers can't let DeAndre Ayton outwork them. It's not like they were just feeding DeAndre Ayton and he was getting basket after basket on the block. DeAndre Ayton was somebody that wanted it this game. Now, I'm a Pelicans fan, so, you know, I've watched a lot of Anthony Davis over his career, and I like watching the Lakers play because they're such an exciting team. Bron, AD, and then all those role players. I really feel like this is one of the worst games that I have seen Anthony Davis play. Now, AD's a tough dude and he's going to rebound, but this season has felt like a gift for Anthony Davis haters. If you're Anthony Davis, if you're the Lakers, you're going to have games where your shots aren't falling, but what you can consistently bring to the floor every single night is your energy. The Suns shot no free throws in the first half. The Lakers shot 17. In the playoffs, you have to take advantage of things like that. The Suns out-rebounded LA 47-33. It's not even like the Suns were incredibly hot from the three-point line. This team was 9 of 28, even though the Lakers were 7 of 26. I'm sure you guys understand where I'm coming from. Since returning in April, AD has shot the 3 ball at 21%, 9 out of 44. Overall, he's shooting 41.5% from the field. Tough. Shooting wise, last season's bubble run was a massive outlier for AD, but I have to give him his props. He locked in and it was like he couldn't miss. It was like the Lakers were on a mission. I'm not going to lie, I was kind of shocked to see Kuzma finish with no points. For everybody blaming Drummond, I just want to say y'all basically got him for free. Could Drummond play better? Sure, but everything is not Drummond's fault. Regardless of what happens next, I'm not missing a moment of this series. A major shout out to Phoenix for holding it down with their first playoff game in over 10 years. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm Get Like Coop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.